In my previous video on Jawan, I laid some brief points on why I did not adore the film despite its anti establishment ideology. I mean, I loved those ideas of it, of course, but there was perhaps just too much out there for me to fall in love with it the way I had expected. I also laid some emphasis on the gender politics within the film that bothered me. So, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I attempt to bring more light to the gender politics that I so speak of as I explore the film once again. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to know what you think. Please like, subscribe, and share if you enjoy watching. Thank you in advance. As I mentioned the last time, Jawan seems to be angry about a lot of issues, but the gender question does not seem to be one of them. And I never said this because the movie doesn't focus on women's plight. In fact, Shah Rukh Khan himself said in a tweet that it is a movie about women for men. Perhaps that is true, but it still feels much unreal to be true, mostly because throughout its runtime, it became more and more obvious how the film was expecting its viewers to be unquestioning about its stance. Perhaps that is why it bothered me so much that a film that should have shown women in a positive light ended up entrapping them in that light instead. Don't get me wrong, the movie repeatedly focuses on how women can do anything and how they must be treated with equal respect. But the poorly fleshed out characters tell another tale, if they get to tell any at all. Within its huge cast, Jawan features multiple females in lead and supporting roles. There are the six vigilantes who work with Azad, treating him as their chief. Nayanthara's Narmada, the female cop who is charged with negotiations against the terrorist, and Deepika Padukone's Aishwarya, who is a romantic interest and later a mother. Despite these efforts to highlight women, the film in many ways ends up missing the mark. In the first half of the film, I still had hopes that things would work out. The vigilantes were leading a resistance which they were winning, and they were leading it from within the walls of a women's prison. That in itself was a statement made, mostly because imprisoned people and imprisoned women here often belong to that section of society which doesn't receive much attention. There is a huge possibility that they are socially and economically underprivileged persons who are often taken advantage of due to a societal structure or other reasons. Multiple women in that prison, including the legendary Deepika Padukone's Aishwarya, have that story, thus having an operation of resistance from within it, even forming a team that exacts revenge on the system, composed entirely of such women, is enough of a statement of support. What makes it all worthless, however, is the way it is depicted when given the chance to shine. Of the six vigilantes, only two are able to receive proper backstories. One of them gets glimpses of one as she lies on her deathbed and eventually succumbs to death. The rest half do not even get a mention, I swear. I don't even remember their names at this point. It is hard maintaining a film with multiple dialogues with such a huge cast, and that is a trouble that Jawan clearly seems to face. The women in this film are so much that they barely get the chance to shine. Instead, what they get to do is be the light for Azad to exact his revenge plan, to make his revenge also about them. Almost like the male survivor figure, because that's exactly what women need. It doesn't attempt to do that, of course. The movie from the start was very clearly to always have the story be as much about them. But for that, it needed to let them light their own fire and carry the torch, not light the fire and hand the torch to Azad. Despite that, perhaps where it all begins to really fall for me is when Narmada's character is highlighted. Narmada is a cop who wants to marry, not for love, but for her daughter to have a father. Apart from two meetings, she never even attempts to find out more about Azad. And once she does, all she's left to be is a prop in his plan for revenge. While the film initially gives her the space to shine as a female cop, going so far as to make her someone who is capable of making her own choices, when it comes to Azad, all of her calculativeness and ideas of choice go down the drain. In fact, in many ways, both Narmada and Aishwarya seem to have no role in the film other than to serve as pawns who make the story move forward by providing Azad with the necessary motivation for his mission. They appear to have no purpose beyond serving their role in Azad's trajectory. Even if Narmada initially had some agency, all of that seems to go away the moment she's hit with Azad's life story. And literally, in this way, then, Azad is the ideal father who is immediately ready to take care of Suji, and he's the ideal warden whose ideas of reform turn the prison into a safe haven, and also the ideal leader of a vigilante group. The women, on the other hand, are limited to being lovers, mothers, caretakers, and accessories to his missions. This is the literal definition of the multiple roles played by women in the film. Then there is the more subtle and overarching issue about gender within SRK's role. In the beginning of the movie, there is a scene, and I'm mentioning it literally because it doesn't give off any of the twists related to the story. Shah Rukh Khan's character Azad has just hijacked a metro. Nayanthara's Narmada is tasked with negotiating with him. When she asks him what he really wants, his first reaction is this.
ये बताओ तुम्हें चाहिए क्या?
चाहिए तो आलिया भट्ट, लेकिन उम्र में थोड़ी छोटी है, नहीं?
On a similar note, back in the end credits scene of Pathan, there was a conversation Pathan had with Salman Khan's Tiger, where the two assessed which new Bollywood male actor could replace them, with the discussion ultimately ending in how no one actually can and that they must continue with their jobs. The reason why I mention these two scenes in proximity to each other is what they mean to the role of women within the film community. Shah Rukh Khan is well past his mid-50s, starring across two actresses in the late 30s. It is strange that actors like SRK and Salman can act alongside younger female leads at their age, when the same privilege is usually not extended to their female colleagues. This was Nayanthara's first film in Bollywood, and she played the lead love interest. Deepika Padukone, who has been in the industry, got instantly sidetracked as the mother. It is astonishing, really, that men in the industry can joke about maintaining their place and not being replaced by the younger crowd, when the women are often quick to be dismissed on the basis of just that. Now, I don't want to point fingers here, but I think we all know which popular Bollywood actresses are in their early or late 50s and what kind of roles they're getting, if they're even getting some. While men like Shah Rukh Khan can make comebacks in films with heart-throbbing roles, most of the women, even if they do come back, are supposed to take on much serious roles or be entirely dismissed. Now, where's the fun in that? Anyway, this is what truly pisses me off, so I wanted to talk about it today. What do you think about all of this? What are your thoughts on the gender politics in Bollywood industry in general or in Jawan in specific? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Do like, subscribe and share if you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Ritika signing off for today.